Make sure you guys subscribe and turn on my notification bell. Thanks for watching. What's up, y'all? So, real quick, I'm gonna talk about my method I use to type with. It's basically a method I sort of came up with on my own. I mean, maybe other people have been doing variations of it or have done it before, but I basically came up with a name for the method I use to type people. And I'm gonna call this method the cancel out method for typing. So basically, what I do with typing people, it took me a while to realize what I actually do when I type people. I do the same thing pretty much every time, but I wasn't even realizing I was doing it for a while. Well, I did know, but I didn't know really what to call it. I had to look at my own thought patterns and stuff like that. So basically what I do with the cancel out method is, all I do is find one thing about a person when I'm trying to type them. I just look at the most obvious thing about them first, as far as it relates to type, whether it be a function, whether it be a letter, whether it be a temperament, anything. And then from there, I find the one sure thing. That's what it starts with, one sure thing about them, no matter what it is, whatever they're giving me, because everybody's different. And, people are more complex than just using. You can't really use just one of those, like one of those methods like, just look at functions. Just look at, you can't really do that. So, for example, a lot of times I'll start with the dominant function, because a lot of times dominant function is a very obvious. Of course, well, I wouldn't say a lot of time, but yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of times the dominant function is the most obvious function from my perspective. So I usually like to go with the dominant function. But then from there, basically, okay, say if I spot a dominant function, okay, someone's dominant function is a TI, introverted thinking, right? Okay, so when you think about it, that really makes it. I was talking about this a little bit in my Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I was typing them, but yeah, people don't realize how easy that makes it if you can find one sure thing. Because when you find the dominant function, what does that cancel? That cancels out 14 other types, literally, and that makes it so much easier at that point. And you just have to, and then from there, you just have to figure out, are they a I guess you would have to figure out, are they an INTP or an ISTP? So you just have to figure out their sensor or perceiver. Sensor or intuitive. And that makes things a lot easier. But of course, a lot of times it's not that easy. So you would have to go with other things. If you find one thing about them, you just think about, okay, what does that cancel out? Pretty much. That's why I call it the cancel out method. I'm pretty sure a lot of people do this, but I'm just calling it that. And I'm pretty sure most people who type correctly do some variation of this or whatever. But yeah, the face typing is not a valid way. It's really no good way to type, so that's why I use the cancel out method. So yeah, make sure y'all go check out my Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith video, because I was talking about that in there a little more. But that's about it, because this battery's about to die on this microphone. I gotta charge it up. So see ya.